What up, everybody? How we doing? It's Monday. Holy shit.
So,
It's MLK Day. There's a penis statue in his honor. Can't take shit serious. Can't take shit serious. Before we get too out of hand, though, I would be remiss if I did not say that this particular podcast today and all my streams this week will be brought to you by Mech Arena. Holy crap! It's a cute little game or whatnot. Hell yes, I'm plugging the fuck out of it because of sponsorship. But it's also really cute. I played it today. It's really like kind of capture the flag. You capture zones. You shoot enemies. Like it's good shit. It's not all the convolutedness of like Fortnite and Halo and all that good shit simply because I don't like complication. But yeah, really fun, really cute. If you want to play it, it is free to play. Go give the tutorial a try. I will say it is a long tutorial, but it's damn worth it because then you get free shit, free upgrades and shit. If you want to try it, feel free to go to my Twitch panels and there should be one that says Mech Arena. Click that link, sign up, play the game, and let me know how you did. Hell, maybe we can play a game or two. But that being said, Snoogans, where are you going? Ooh, you had your first day at a security job. That's hot. That's hot. I'm with it. I'm with it. Yes, Shooty shoots the robots. They all look like a RoboCop too. We not dying on stream, are we? Because that's not allowed. That's not allowed.
But the ratings, though.
So, what's interesting about today's topic? I'm pretty sure we've touched on it before, but
I know we've touched on it. I mean,
yeah,
disagree.
Yeah, but
I touch it all the time.
No, absolutely not. But when we were talking about, well, what are we going to talk about tonight? Like, usually things kind of stand out and reach out and touch us or grab us up, like, hey, man, you need to talk about this. But that didn't happen
something happens that we rant about it.
Right? But that didn't happen
Save bullshit for the podcast.
Right. That didn't happen today. It's just really interesting that things are surprisingly, fine, manageable. Like, waves are being ridden and, it's not bad. But I find it really interesting, especially because, the new year, new me years are, not only are they crowding our gyms, but good for me. They are going into therapy more often. And I think that speaks volumes to generational curses and how they have everybody in a chokehold and like what you have to go through to get out of them. Or like, my bad, not get out of them. My bad, who am I talking? But like, throw hands back at it because generational curses got hands. What's good, cool dude Ross?
Remember, you never beat your demons. You just learn how to live with them.
You just learn how to live with them. You be like, hey man, you go from, oh my God, I'm getting kicked down by this demon or this hardship thing. Live with them. You be like, hey man, you go from. Why do I hear myself? My God, that's weird.
I was trying to share it on my Facebook.
Put that away. But no, you go from, dang, I'm getting curb stomped by this shit to, hey man, I'm about to walk to the kitchen. You want a sandwich? You want some breakfast?
Or at the very least, the times of that. Well, bullshit's about to happen. Get the weapons out.
About to happen. Let's batten down the hatches. Put the defenses up. Glitch Wilder has shared my stream. That's amazing.
Seems like the first or second time I've shared it.
Good look at you. Look at you getting better.
I keep forgetting to share it.
But no, legit. I think the thing that stood out for me the most between last year and this year is the short summation, Encanto. You know why? Because we don't want happy endings. We want apologies, bitch. We want change. We want change behavior. Okay, we want our dynamics to shift around because
Or at
we're
least
realizing
accountability.
they're not very fruitful. They don't serve anybody. They just kind of hold us in place, and that place kind of sucks.
It sucks more than you think, but you only stay there because it's comfortable.
Facts. Well, I
Or
wouldn't
you
necessarily
made it
say it's
comfortable.
comfortable. I wouldn't necessarily say it's comfortable. I'd say you know how to survive in it. You know how to go through the motions. You know
You've
the
made yourself
operating
comfortable in it. There we
procedures.
go.
Yeah. Yeah, you've made your own operating procedures there. You know what to do, how to
You just ain't never
survive
gonna
here.
let that phrase die.
I am not. That was the smoothest shit I'd ever heard out of your mouth. Excuse me, man. What is our operating procedure for when we see each other? Hey, Bear.
That's what I could word it.
Ugh. Yeah, but you have learned to navigate this space, and unfortunately, sometimes that brings up maladaptive behaviors, bad coping skills, dysfunction,
Knee
uh,
jerk reactions.
knee jerk reactions, poor, piss poor self regulation skills, emotional regulation skills, poor.
Now,
And
what do we
then
mean by generational curses, though?
generational curses, for me, I would say it's something, it's a dynamic pattern that is so intertwined with facets of your life, whether it be
Oh,
family, friends, approach, career, mindset, all that stuff that holds us from reaching or even thinking outside of it. Really, it's just like personal example. I mean, we grew up, we had roaches. We wasn't that rich. It's whatever. We had breakfast for dinner often, but that is not a mindset that I have clung to for all these years. Like I don't have to rewash Ziploc bags. I don't have to,
every
use the
container,
same paper plate all day.
every container
Like
ain't got to be Tupperware, y'all.
every container doesn't have to be Tupperware anymore. Like we made it. It's okay. We knocked it out. I think that's part of it too,
A
is
lot of the generational
we
curses
don't
should be joked
realize
about
when
as
we've
well.
knocked the generational curses out. Like we don't realize we can take them out of play. We don't realize our own power.
Like everything we joke about sometimes, that's probably a generational curse. Like the cookie tin.
You mean the sewing kit?
Yeah. See?
So what's hilarious is my partner loves Danish butter cookies. And guess what we do with the tins when he's done? We chuck them. We don't put a goddamn thing in them. Not a damn thing.
I got a whole sewing machine and everything. And I bought stuff to put it in or put in. Like, like
Hmm.
well, that's also with my ADHD. It just helps me like differentiate. That goes in there.
Yeah. I think that's a good point too. Is generational curses like throwing hands back at generational curses looks a lot like going to get diagnosed. Not saying it's the devil. Not saying we're not trying hard enough or we're bad kids. I s-
Realizing that some of your punishments were fucking exuberant as shit for no reason.
realizing that your guardians were crazy and didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
But also it's because of their own generational curses.
Facts. And that's why they're generational because they go back so far. And to pump the brakes on that from where you're standing in your generational timeline of your family is a lot. It's a lot.
Like
Like these are infinite rounds.
let's put it this way, like the reason black people have been known to whoop their kids is because what major punishment has been usually for black people since the beginning of America?
Oh, I don't know. We're beating the shit out of people, whooping them with sticks, belts, leather strips, extension cords, things like that. I remember it had to be either fifth grade or something. Like that did not compute as physical abuse. Did not. Being big with a belt,
Mhm.
them was the breaks
Once again, there's a difference between spanking, whooping, and
and
beating.
beating. Yeah. Like that's a generational curse. Learning how to, and this is also a hitch pin,
Spanking's
especially for a
hand,
lot
open
of
hand, whooping's closed fist, beating is with the closest thing near you. It's
pretty much put that gavel down. These are their stories. But no, like real talk though. I think in my clientele, the trends and the clients that I see, a lot of their self-healing work has started, a lot of their trauma work has started because they've either finally decided to cut their family off, realized that their guardians were crazy and out of pocket, or they've had children themselves. And
And when they realize they're doing the same thing that they, granted, like I said, the next generation, like us and the next generation are fucking spot on with some shit.
they
Realize like
are fab.
I
Like
ain't
they
like
make
getting
me
treated
want to
like
have
this.
children. They're
Like,
fab.
I didn't like getting treated like this as a child, so I'm gonna treat my child like this. Our parents always said, "Well, I was raised that way. You have to raise you that way." Like, nah,
Nah, that doesn't
nah.
work for us. That doesn't work for
Some
us.
get revenge on their parents after by taking it off on their kid. You know, like,
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And
like I
like
get
that,
this power now. I get to do what I want to you. Like,
which is crazy. Which it's like that whole catch-22 of, well, I had it bad, so you gotta have it bad. Like, you ever have a
work to
mentor
make it
or a
better though. Like,
supervisor that's trying to groom you and train you and bring you up so you could be the best? Rawr.
but that'd be the
That
best for
doesn't
their
mean you have,
generation and their
yeah,
timeline.
and that means putting you through trauma and hell. Not necessary. Not necessary. Completely unnecessary. So when I mean, I'm working with a few couples right now who are, 2, 3 kids deep, and they're actually, trying to work on their shit. And not only is generational trauma unique to the family timeline, it's unique to the individual, right? It's like it's become mutated and mixed. And then when we get together with other people that have generational trauma, we start to clash, or we start to ebb and flow, but in very turbulent ways.
Or at the same time, it could be the flip side too, where they start to
Yeah.
like congeal into
Oh
something.
my goodness. Yeah, and that's where you get the, well, this is how I was raised, so I guess this is the way you do it. That's where that comes from. Ugh,
It coagulates.
coagula. But yeah, I've got a couple of couples that I'm working with right now. Like, I never saw myself as a family therapist before, but it is interesting. Yep, a lot of trade skill laborers are like that. Absolutely. Yeah. In Black culture, we have a saying called "got it out the mud," but we don't ever realize when we've gotten out of the fucking mud.
Yeah, back to the work culture thing. That's where the whole, like, it's been recent, especially on TikTok now. People bragging about, like, people shitting on quiet quitting. That's just people realizing, hey, my job is fucking me. I should probably leave. That's part of generational trauma.
Mhm.
Motherfuckers bragging about working anything over 40 to
Hey,
50-hour
Liz, miss
weeks,
you.
like proudly saying, I spend over 50% of my week working
To
to barely
work,
make it by.
to sleep enough to go back to work. Nah, you gotta hustle. You gotta hustle for 80 hours a week to get what you want. We gotta be self-made. Okay,
We need
but
to make
why
better
though?
selves, though. Just,
Say that again. We need to make better selves. The thing that always gets me with like corporate jobs or office jobs is, they have their cute little HR departments with their cute little wellness committees that are like, hey, you got to improve your work-life balance. Then don't badge me every time I call out and use my PTO. The fuck?
work-life balance. Then why am I still here?
Then why am I
Why am I
still
working overtime?
here? Why am I working overtime and getting paid in a pizza party? Like, what?
Oh, pay me more. That'll help my work life easily. Like, just,
And the generational trauma behind that is, well, we should be thankful for what we have.
which means,
Hypertension?
which yeah, we thankful. That mean we ain't got like. I'm
That
thankful for
doesn't.
everything I got. To mean I don't want more shit or realize like this still ain't good.
This ain't it. And that's the biggest contradiction, is because it's like we are fed this, have a vision for how you want your life to be. It used to be the American dream. Hilarious. Have a vision for how you want your life to be, and then go chase after it. Okay, but you do realize that chasing after it means quitting shit that doesn't serve me, cutting people off that don't do me well, focusing on me more often and being selfish, right? You do realize those things. Not like that.
No, don't do that.
The dealership was the king of pizza parties for mechanics when the shop did well. Oh, get the fuck on.
I can have
That's
my
the other
own.
problem.
I can have my own goddamn pizza for $5. Fuck y'all. It ain't even good pizza.
It
It is
ain't even
never
good
good
pizza.
pizza.
And that's, so going back to the topic of generational curses, indoctrination is part of that. Indoctrination is part of that, because so going with Calvino's mechanic pizza party example, what did you get in school when y'all were the best class or y'all had the best end of grades testing scores? You got a pizza party.
Pizza party and or cupcakes.
And you were supposed to
Or
look
those
forward
shitty
to
ass
that.
cookies that felt like foam with the weird ass frosting on top
I
of
know
them.
people that legitimately, genuinely love those things, and I
That's
just.
indoctrination too. But
But no, we are taught
Their
that
taste buds been
this
indoctrinated.
is the expectation. Take it, be proud of it. It's awesome. And the same thing goes for looking forward to the weekend. On Friday, what did you get? You had to go outside. Saturday, Sunday, you ain't have to go to school. Some people get to adulthood and realize that companies don't give a fuck about that. And they're struggling. And that's the other thing that generational curses bring with them is cognitive dissonance. Let's put on our professor hat. Cognitive dissonance means when our brain meets, think something and believe something highly valued and symbolic to ourselves and our innermost being, but the reaction and response that our body and mind body connection puts toward that thing is very negative. It's like, why am I doing this thing that hurts, but I have to do the thing, but it hurt. Like it's awful. And that's where a lot of this stuff comes up for people. That's the wall they hit kind of mentally. And that's also a great time to seek therapy. Um, for my BIPOC people, Soul Care Collective is actively taking clients. Feel free to go to my Twitch panel, sign up. If I know you, no, you don't. um, but no, like that puts us up against such a wall because it makes us go to war with ourselves when we really should be going to war with the generational curse itself, with the indoctrination itself, with the cognitive dissonance itself. Why do I have to sit here and stand for people around me that I love and care about to be subjected to the same things that were torturous and traumatic to me?
Because
Give
that's
you
what we're told and used to
give you an
doing.
example. Give you an example. Now y'all know me. I love my Dukes. I love it to death. We got into it. Well, I wouldn't say we got it. That's an exaggeration. Working on word choice. Sorry. That's exaggeration. We were driving to Beachmas. I was driving. She was in the car. My sister's in the car. My niece and my middle nephew were in the car. Um, my nephews, they have girlfriends. They've had girlfriends since the 6th grade. Nothing new there, right? My niece
Mm.
has finally declared that she has a boyfriend. She's had a boyfriend for what, almost the whole semester,
Oh,
semester and a
damn, that's
half.
cool.
Yeah, he's a cute little sweet young, sweet young man, sweet gentleman.
Grandma got a boyfriend.
Yes, Grandma Gertrude's got a boyfriend. And
His
he's a
name,
blurredling weirdo. It's so cute. But why for
her
cometh?
name is Eunice or something.
Why for cometh is it so normal for my nephews to have girlfriends? But when my niece gets a boyfriend, we badger her. What you doing with a boyfriend anyway? I said, "Ooh, no, what we not about to do? We not about to do that. I will pull this car over. We not about to do that, no ma'am." Rephrase your question, or I'm pulling over. Woo!
I can tell you why.
Mm.
Partly because of the patriarchy, as we are all sexist in some form of fashion, whether we want to admit to it or not. And because of that, we just see our men folks as boys will be boys and all that kind of bullshit. However, it gets worse in the black community.
Factual information.
Be-
Like cis
because
white males,
ooh,
they dominate misogyny, but in black culture, toxic masculinity is very tangible.
and also part of that as well, like we will sit there and highlight fuck ups. We will hide and sweep any fuck ups on the man. Anything a fuck up, any fuck up a man did under the rug, even if it's um
Like you shot
rapping
somebody
with,
grandma or
even if
something.
you rap with an E,
What?
you rap with an E.
Oh, you rap with an E. Got it. Got it. Got it. Clever. Not in love with it, but clever.
I I hate grape
Yeah.
flavor. I hate the grape one. Like,
I don't like the grape. I don't like that one. But anyway,
but
if
like
you
we'll sweep that
assault
under the rug.
someone, they
Someone's
will sweep it
assaulted, but
under
they
the
sweep it
rug.
under the rug and blame the victim on that. For instance, y'all, everybody got that in one. Everybody in the family, you got that one cousin, uncle, some dude in the family that they gotta rush every child to change their
Away.
clothes.
Right? Oh, oh. Go put some pants on. Your uncle coming over. This is my home.
But instead of
What?
addressing that shit, because we don't want to make the family look bad,
Don't want to make the family look bad.
which goes back to slavery shit. We don't want massa to see us look bad.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. You
We
just
will
awakened
try to
something. You just
we will
awakened
try to
something for me.
hide that. We will try to make that look better. But that's also how we will praise. That's why we also will praise a boy getting to like, oh, you're gonna be a little lady killer when you get old. Like I remember like seeing my little cousins about this tall, but a little girl can't even go around in a diaper without somebody thinking,
You need to go put a shirt on. Go put
This
us
is
some pants on.
but at the
And
same
if
time,
you're old, where that baby coat at?
your nephew running around butt ass naked, and you ain't saying shit to that. Oh, look at the little
Listen.
thing flying around like just.
So, so you said something that really awakened something to me. We can't look bad. We can't look bad in front of the other people. We can't not be the best. You know what is a huge generational curse?
Keep
And I'm fuck it. I'm gonna say it, and it dominates HBCU culture, historically black college university
you
culture.
got to play it up cool when it looks like
Prestige
oh
and
prestige. Oh,
pride are so huge. People don't even know their generational curses. That is what fuels.
prestige
I
don't
have
pay
to
bills.
literally be black excellence. I have to exude it. Even though I'm losing my mind, I'm falling apart at the seams. Like, okay, as someone who formerly worked at an HBCU, I saw no extra zeros on my check for pride, prestige,
Pride don't pay the bills. Prestige don't pay the bills. Money.
recognition. And that's the other thing. You're expected to have pride. You're expected to, make our surrounding environment prestigious and everything we do excellent, but you're not allowed to take credit for it.
Then you just seem arrogant. And
Arrogant, cognitive dissonance all over the place, my boy. Like, what? That's crazy. That's nuts. That is insane. That is insane. So when it comes like and it's taken me a long while to kind of deconstruct that because I mean personal disclosure here, it took me a while to kind of come to terms with being aware of my blackness. Not so much I never experienced racism. Oh no. But like my life was literally the epitome of that shirt that says, this being black shit is dangerous, but it's lit though. That's me. I really know to
God,
be kind of aware and unpack some of the shit because we have padded this wall up. We have sealed this behind excellence and perfectionism
can we
and
please
presentation.
appreciate black mediocrity in the black community? Can we just be average at times?
You know what? You know what? People that are walking hand in hand with their generational curses will say to that. They do like they did on Candyman. Ooh. When you said that, can we appreciate
I
mediocrity? Ooh.
understand in the outside. I understand on the outside we got to do twice as much to get a full for the recognition. But can we recognize the full in our own, please? We all know just waking up black's a pain in the ass sometimes. Straight up pain in the ass. I gotta wake up. I can't look at if I look at Facebook, the news, somebody look like me probably dead on some bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Somebody
On the
looks like
roof,
me is probably abducted,
like
trafficked, gone missing,
dead traffic on a routine job.
found in a ditch. That one's drainage ditches. Pretty common. Pretty common.
Not to mention, just remember now, last year lynchings finally became a fucking hate crime.
Factual.
Remember,
And
it was a fun pastime in the past though.
and I think all of those things keep our culture as well as other cultures keep those cultures in survival mode, and that feeds curses. It feeds it.
We keep
Like,
on tap dancing.
yeah, it feeds it. And so the hardest part about I mean, starting to chisel away at generational curses is one, obviously the awareness piece, right? Like, what the fuck have we been doing um, that now contradicts what I'm actually believing and standing for? And that can come very easily because one, our values are not rigid things, or at least they shouldn't be rigid things. Our values may change over time because I don't know, we grow, we develop, we change. Um, and figuring out whether or not you live your values. And when I say I live my values, I mean I have a value that myself as a priority is key to my mental well-being. Myself, I am a priority. That is a value. Put that value up against my family. It's just like, I'm gonna choose me. Pitting your values against each other is a really hard thing, which is why we often use it as an exercise in therapy. Um, because it really lets you know where you stand and how far you go for one over the other and which one you do hold in higher regard, because it's just like, I don't know, don't make me don't make me choose. No, we're making you choose right now. Which one you getting rid of? Which one are you saving and clinging on to for dear life? But figuring out if I actually live my values, like, you can have a belief that, listen, big body women are beautiful and they can do what the fuck they want, but your face scrunches up every time Lizzo's naked ass come against your newsfeed. Why? Think about this shit.
I'm talking about like my nose on scrunch up.
Not you, fool.
Hey, I mean, no nothing scrunch.
Get out of the audience. You're part of the podcast. Come back here.
I like no nothing scrunch. Like yeah, oh yeah,
You
my bad.
nasty. But really,
Look, this is
so
so talented as fuck. Talent is sexy.
living your values means is what I think match how I react and what I do. That is the best place to start
Knee jerk reactions
because
don't mean don't just mean when somebody say or do something. It's when you say and think something as well.
acts and picking that apart is how you get at the meat and bones of this curse, whatever it is. Because typically it probably goes back to, oh, well, this is an upbringing thing. I mean, we were just taught to do that. Throw hands with this shit. Get rid of it.
Yeah, look, can we? I'm gonna just say this now. Just being taught that ain't a good reason. That's almost up there with because I said so. Because you can't find another fucking good ass reason. Just admit that and figure some other shit out.
Calvino said, we know you're not turning down no 4-course meal.
Like I mean,
when I was the supervisor, we got slammed at work. I would go get my guys in the good mom and pop shop pizza and let them take a paid lunch for appreciation for ass kickery. And see, that's what good managers do. But I bet that shit came out of pocket.
mm-hmm.
And that speaks volumes to how expensive it is, whether it's financially, mentally, emotionally, physically taxing it is to fight generational
Everything ain't
curses.
financial, y'all. There's sweat equity, time, mental shit. I'm so sorry, I just got triggered.
Clearly.
I'm just so tired of people caring about like, yeah, but you ain't like I put in my 2 weeks, like, yeah, but then you get paid. I don't give a fuck if I gotta come to work stressed and shit. Like just I could be paid enough to buy my own house tomorrow. Cash money in my hand.
Cash money, what now?
If I gotta sit here and basically trick myself into going into work,
gotta hype yourself up to do a job you hate in a place you can't stand.
and I will say right now, as soon as I put that 2-week notice envelope on my boss's desk, it made the loudest thud because that big ass weight on me was going. Just
you dropped the ankle weights, Rock Lee?
That's what it felt like. Like about this side of the envelope.
I made your screenshot.
That's how it was. That's how it was dropping that weight. Because I've even been to work. See, there's a reason I think work companies need to look into when people put in their 2 weeks. I mean, if we're lucky to even make it to the 2 weeks, that when their employee works those last 2 weeks, they seem happier.
Like they'll probably give you the best performance that they've ever given because I'm untouchable. I am now weightless.
We sing because we're happy.
Wow.
We sing because we're free.
Wow.
Walk out that door saying glory, hallelujah.
And that's what we should be striving for when we throw hands with these curses. We should be striving for, I'm not going to say complete weightlessness, but like space to breathe, space to exist in a different way, in a different perspective. Like 8-year-old me would have been terrified to correct anybody in conversation, tell my mother she's wrong, like any of that. Nah.
8-year-old me, like emote. Explain how you feel about shit.
Ew, emoting.
Let me rephrase that because I over-explained as a kid out of my own generational trauma. Being anytime I said something that went against my mother, I got fucking smacked. So like, but it's like speaking for yourself, like do what you want to do.
You know what stands out to me to this day? Like I thought about it earlier today. To this day, you know what stands out to me? I think had to be the first or second time I went down there with you to hang out with your people. And I was helping them carry some canned goods or whatever the fuck. And your grandma was like, "You got it?" I said, "Yep." And your mother stepped to me and said, "Hey, down here we say yes, ma'am, not just a yup." I was like, first of all, do I look like I give a fuck? Do I look like I give a fuck? Because I don't. But that's the thing. In those moments where you don't say anything, but you have that, you are in that space of realization, that's where you need to exist. That's where you need to live more often because you know that doesn't fit. Ma'am, we are both adults. I don't have to say yes, ma'am, to your mother. That's your mother. I don't say yes, ma'am, to my own mother half the time. For you to expect and to come at me sideways? No. Hey, Yoda, what's good? No. No.
And this also sometimes it's depending on how you even come at somebody with some shit like that. Because there's that a
Facts.
lot of us Southerners have the expectation of it will be yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, because I'm older than you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And in the thing that's got that on the ropes, the thing that's got that trope on the ropes is ain't a lot of ma'ams and sirs rocking around here no more. We got she's, we got hims, we got theys, we got thems, baby.
Mm-hmm.
What are y'all going to do? And I think forcing things like that, forcing situations like that into those uncomfortable places, much like they've shoved you your whole life, um, creates a change. It creates a reaction that's just like, hey, this isn't okay anymore. I mean, we still working on mom not saying the R word, but we working on it. We working on it. Patience, energy tax, emotional tax, all of it. So while it is important to face your generational curses, identify them, start doing, what you can to kind of undo some of it. One, if not for, whatever your offspring, your reasoning, for yourself. Do not expect this to work backwards for anyone in your life. For yourself, it becomes important to not only exist in that space of defiance, but also exist in a space of healing, reconciliation, and recuperation. Because, like we mentioned, emotional text, exhaustion, emotional exhaustion. I don't have the capacity today. Things like that. Running out of steam is basically what it is. It's okay to take a back seat and let fuckery and buffoonery continue around you as long as you are aware and can reach for
It
that
it
mantle
can
whenever you're
it
ready
ain't
to
got to
pick it
be
back
your
up again.
circus. It ain't got to be your monkeys.
It does not. It does not. You don't have to set out to change the world. Encanto isn't exactly very real, guys. I'm sorry. You're not going to get an apology for everything. Everyone's not going to grow out of their shell all at once. That's a journey that people have to undertake because autonomy and independence is important. We can't sit here and control people's lives. They have to take charge. And if they're choosing not to take charge, that is their business. I don't care how clear as day the light at the end of the tunnel is. They need to put in their own weight with boxing their generational
They need to
curses.
walk it.
They gotta walk
Like we can't save everybody. We got to save. Like what they say when the air thing drops
it.
in the airplane. What do they say when the in the case of emergency, if the oxygen bag drops, put
Oh,
on yours
assist
first before
your face mask and then assist other people. Yep. I don't care if it's a child sitting next to you.
because you can't really help nobody unless you know how to help yourself first. Because let's be real, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us we spread ourselves way too thin on dealing with shit. Cause we just
Facts.
back to
Facts.
generational traumas though. Like sometimes, like I'm an only child. I got generational traumas of being the only fucking child,
Yeah.
which I had to learn how to deal with. There's sometimes, yeah, I still act like a spoiled little kid at times, but I check myself mentally
Mm-hmm.
and realize like, hey, there's other people. Like you,
Mm-hmm.
one of three. You the youngest of three. Yeah, that the thing. Yeah, you the youngest of three.
Mm-hmm. Technically, I'm the middle, but my dad's kids.
Oh yeah, you
But
know what
no,
I meant.
no, and going back to the help yourself before you try to help anyone else or save anyone else thing, if you don't do that, you're feeding back into the dynamic. You're feeding back into your original role. If your original role is to save people, if your original role was to be the comic relief, if your original role is to divert or distract attention from the problem, you're going to fall back into it by trying to help other people. It's just like, oh no, I left you back in the dynamic. Let me reach back there. You're not grabbing them. The dynamic is grabbing you. You ever go talk to your people and can't understand it? Why every time you walk in the house, you feel like you're 6 years old, 8 years old, 12 years old? Because you're in it. You're in it. And it's got you.
I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I don't care who you is. Everybody who old enough and grown and adult. Cuss at home. Cuss in front of your family.
Cuss,
Cuss, drink, do
cuss.
adult shit in
Do
front of
adult
your
shit
family
with your
because you
adult
are an
family
adult.
members because you're an adult.
Cause I
Adult shit.
remember the first time I cussed around my mom when I was like 18, 19 or something. Are you gonna be cussing around the house? Like, hell yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna be disrespectful and cuss every fucking sentence, but at the same time,
That's why I
this
made
is
a
my
point to
mouth.
make sure that Apollo and Galaxy Dude and Gertrude knew how to curse correctly. We still working on Galaxy Dude. He got a mouth on him, boy. He got a lot of passion and got no place to put it. But we working on it. But I mean, they whole ass. Well, Apollo's an adult now, but the other two are whole ass teenagers. And again, love my Dukes, but she be freaking out. Why do you cuss so much? I said because it's fucking cat family cusses so much. Where the fuck have you been? What are we sheltering them from? What are you going to do when they walk into a room with other people that curse like we do? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna clutch my pearls. No, fuck out of here. Why do I have to worry about a social dynamic that I'm creating?
And you know the funniest thing about like cussing in general in family? Where the hell y'all learn it from?
Where do
How?
you learn it from? Other than your very first model, which is the very same model that keeps you trapped.
And it's telling you not to do it. Like, bitch,
You
I
start
done
cussing
heard
out a fucking key. Wait a minute. Wait. Mind your damn motherfucking business, bitch. But yeah, contradictions. That's also a really good indicator that you dealing with a generational curse, or at least a poor negative pattern or dynamic in your interactions. And I'm guarantee you, it's probably spilling out into your life with other people because I have learned to be this way with my family. So when I get in similar situations, I'm on autopilot because this is what I do in these situations and ruin relationships, ruin opportunities, don't speak up when I need to speak up, things like that. So inconsistencies. Do as I say, not as I do. Biggest inconsistency and red flag. I ain't raised you to be like that. Biggest inconsistency and red flag.
you.
She gonna do what she want to
Where
do.
you learn this from? I learned from you,
Big
Dad. I
inconsistency
learned it
and
from
red.
you.
I learned it from you, from watching you. Okay.
Man, but don't
Big
forget, y'all,
inconsistency.
kids are smart motherfuckers, okay? I don't
Facts.
know where we implicated, like, kids are dumb on a greater scheme of things when it comes to factual knowledge and shit. But emotional, them bitches little geniuses.
Oh yeah.
Them little
Nothing.
Sherlock, they will pick up
They
on.
are fine until we offer them traumatic or impactful experiences in their upbringing. They're fine. And unfortunately, it's not some stranger in a store. It's usually family members that do that.
Yeah.
You got acting a fool in there if I come in there and whip your ass. So I'm not supposed to be creative and free and loud. Got it. I will sit in my room
Even
and
when we
do
got
that.
company coming up, hey, they ain't coming to my
Are they
room.
coming in my room? Inconsistency. Big red flag.
Or better yet, your room is already clean, but it's like one or two things on the floor.
There's all these dishes in the sink and it's two spoons. Y'all ready? And this is probably gonna hurt some feelings. It's gonna hurt some feelings. Again, big inconsistency and red flag. How many of y'all got your ass beat because y'all ain't take the chicken out the freezer when they told you to? Why they ain't take it out before they went to work? Big red flag. Inconsistency.
Or the whole you got McDonald's
Camila
money.
said triggered as fuck. You got McDonald's money. And
Yeah, when you
and
buy something with your own money,
oh, you ain't buy nothing for the rest of the house?
or even worse, anybody, no matter, they will judge you for whatever you buy with your own money.
If
You
if
will spend it on
if
that.
if you can even get your hands on it. I'll just hold this for you.
Oh yeah, like I'll put it in the account for you. Which I
Mm.
understand. There's that part of that was that their generational trauma from their grandparents, because back in the day, you had to save up every little fucking thing because you ain't know what was gonna happen. There's probably mattresses still full of cash that don't nobody know about. But life gets better with our purpose on raising the next generation is to make their life easier and better.
You ready? Next inconsistency red flag. Get calling your next generation soft or not built like you or inexperienced or y'all just don't know how good you have it. That's the point. They supposed to have it good. They're not supposed to know trauma. They're not supposed to know negativity in the way that we grew up with. That's
Because
the
we ain't
point.
like it. Why you want to have them go through it? Now, if they don't appreciate a goddamn thing at all, I understand having a conversation with them.
A conversation, but I think that comes from actually one learning how to parent. That's a generational curse. A lot of people are around walking around here and they don't know how to fucking parent.
Y'all just popped out babies. Y'all ain't raising them.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why it's so easy to fall back into. I'm just gonna rear them up like I did because that's the only example you have to reach for. Parenting is work, which is why
Or
millennials, such as myself, have refrained from having children because we are
or will take
aware
off their
how
own
much work.
trauma, or will take out their trauma on that child, which
Yes.
makes more generational trauma.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of those
Yeah.
alpha
Yeah.
male red pill dudes and just men in
Mm-hmm.
general, like our generation, the previous generation, are
Oh,
entitled
Dad was upset that
assholes.
none of the boys went to FAMU. He'll be all right. But yeah, and when we say like impactful trauma, it doesn't even have to be as big as we're making it sound. It could literally be, I am so invested on not raising my child the way I was raised that I'm going to protect them from it. They're finding Nemo in them. I will never let anything happen to them. Anything bad, good. You'll be overly cautious, and you know what that gives to a child? Anxiety
Anxiety, trauma,
and
and
existential crises.
and 9 out of 10 rebellion. Why your teams
Rebellion.
rebel? Why your children rebel against you? Because you can't let us do shit else.
Right, you sure should
Any
have cut
act
up
of
granddad
self,
mattress. I bet grandpa dad had like 10K, 10 G's in there.
any act of self is rebellion to y'all because you ain't used to it.
You're not used to it. That's that post I saw today. It's talking about everybody is so used to passive, you know, passive communication that when people are actually clear and direct, they see it as aggressive, and that's unfortunate. But that is a skill that I
Which is my
always
favorite line.
try to instill in my clients is, do it anyway, flex the muscle, work the skill, because it's not your job to make people comfortable. It's your job to make you
Mm.
comfortable. I mean, obviously not
And
in an offensive asshole way, but don't make
and
yourself small. Be an
a lot
equal.
of our parents would choose that as a fear tactic because
Yup.
you remember hearing my mama, is you asking, is you telling?
Baby. Baby. Ooh, shit.
Well, like, you ain't gonna talk to me any kind of way. I'm talking to you
First
like
of
a
all, if you're feeling disrespected, you need to use your words and tell me that.
like, you ain't gonna talk to me any kind of way.
Oh,
Like
so
what
you
way
just
did I
gonna
talk?
belittle me? If you are feeling belittled, that sounds like a you thing, not a me thing.
I mean, I would just talk. I ain't one of your little friends. I know you're not. That's why I'm talking to you in this form or fashion.
If you was one of
I
my
probably
little
would just
friends,
punch you in the face if you were one of my little friends. Like just
punch you, slam in the arm, I'd have thrown your mama down some stairs, bitch. I'm sorry.
I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have knocked the shit out of my mom a couple of times
Knocked the
too.
shit out of her short ass.
Like,
Cool.
and it was
Cram.
deserved. It would have been much deserved.
Cram. Oh man. Wig wheel vote is up. Feel free. I think I said it for 5 minutes. What's today? Today's Monday, so Tuesday we'll be gaming. If my blue skirt boys are in the chat, I think y'all should check out Mech Arena. It's really fun. It's really cute. The tutorial's adorable. And like, just look at that. That's so cute. That's so cute. Like we can capture the flag, we can shoot each other. Like it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. And the rounds are quick. So for quick game nights, so we won't end up like pummel party. But yeah, go to my Twitch panels, click on Mech Arena, click that link, play it, get through the toot toots. Let me know how you feel about it. Hell, we might play together. I'm getting good at the sponsorship shit. Oh
Brought to you by
man.
Panda Yams.
Pandy Yams. Pandy Yams Incorporated.
Do, 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 do.
That one hit a little too close to home. Is you asking, is you telling? Bro, listen. And I
Lord.
bet especially for you, Calvino, because you are tall and deep voiced as
Yeah,
fuck.
because then your parents use that as soon as you
Hey,
didn't,
Macarena, all right?
as soon as beating you with a belt didn't work no more. They try to use psychological threats for your ass. Like,
Oh my goodness. And when psychological threats ain't work, I'm gonna call the cops. What? I remember the day that whooping stopped hurting. 12 years old. 12 years old. I was like,
Sam,
oh,
it was something
okay.
fun to. Yeah, you probably started liking it, you freaky ass. It's just the fact that it did.
Takes one to know one. Roommate.
As I recognize.
You looking real familiar right
But
now. Can I help you, sir?
I'm not even gonna lie, it felt really good to see that look in my mother's eyes when she realized this shit don't work no more.
And it's terrible because it's like you've had all this time to try any parenting approach,
And she
gentle
tried to push
parenting,
me and she pushed
emotional
herself.
regulation, like anything. You have all this time to try anything else to see if it works or if it's a fit for both of y'all, and you don't do it. Now we got to grab for more survival tactic, which strengthens the generational trauma, strengthens generational curses and the chokehold it'll have on generations to come. Boo! I'm sure there's a whole generation of people out there right now that are telling, their offspring or generations after them how horrible the previous generations before them were. And I mean, that's why I'm y'all ever seen the TikTok? This is why y'all end up in nursing homes and nobody comes to see y'all. That's why.
Yeah, we talk about how bad your parents is, but y'all be doing the same shit.
Be doing the same shit, but don't
Now,
realize it.
we forgot to mention about this with generational curses and shit. A lot of y'all try so hard. There's some people who try to do the complete opposite so much that it becomes a
They end
problem
up
as
doing the
well.
thing. Do end up doing the thing anyway. Certain people.
Like
Rearing three children.
I ain't never gonna yell at or fuss at my child. Then y'all spoil the fuck out of them and fuck them up too. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
still a way to that's still a generational trauma that you need to learn how to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Another facet of generational trauma and really diving into the process, accepting explanations. You can sit here and say, I will never raise my voice at my child. You can't control that. You can try, but frustration, patience runs real thing. Have you ever been in the room with a 4-year-old girl? Huh? Pterodactyl level noises for more than 45 minutes? Could you do it for no money?
I don't care what anybody say. Like I love my child. There are times you like raising
You
little
have a
kids.
favorite child and you have times when you don't like your child.
We've raised a lot of our cousins and all the kind of shit. Like
Oh my
they,
God.
you can love a child with all your heart, but sometimes you want to drop kick a motherfucker, like just straight up.
Oh
Like
my God. I can't
you
believe
want
we
to
overlooked that
RKO a
one.
child off a roof sometimes.
I can't believe we overlooked that one. The generational curse where the oldest sibling becomes parent, second or third parent to the younger siblings. You want me to interrupt and completely early terminate my childhood to help you do something I wasn't asked to be part of, do something I didn't consent to being part of. You want me to rear children that I have no say in, no real say, because if it goes against what you want to say, then I'm a nobody.
And if I do anything to him, I'm in trouble. Like,
Right.
you want me to parent without the parent procedures I can't do. Like
And and when we're trying to stop that in ourselves, it feels bad because it's hard to accept that this little person is going to be left in the care and their circumstances that are supposed to rear them without us. That's hard. That's got hands. That's got major hands. But like I said before, you can't interrupt anybody's karma. You cannot save people from their comeuppance. It's not your job. It's not your job at all.
just grab some popcorn and watch, homie.
Like, if you're directly asked for your observations or opinions, sure. But concise, curt, sweet, neutral. What do you see? Plain and simple. Not, well, I think. No, baby.
Brown bear, what
No.
do you see?
Again, we think we reaching back to pull people out the dynamic, but you're really getting pulled in.
What was the lifeguard situation one? Like, they
Oh
said
yeah. People that are flailing will take you under. So
you gotta know who to save.
you gotta know who to save. You got to know when to hold them.
You can be the best swimmer in the world, but if
Know
somebody
when to
but if
boil
somebody
them.
weighing you down and stopping you from
Yes, I'm
swimming.
wearing Nancy tomorrow. She'll be cute. Boom. Swaddy. Ooh, so it is 8:29. Final thoughts. Final thoughts on generational curses.
Work on your knee-jerk reactions. I mean, you will catch yourself saying some shit your parents have said or doing some shit your parents are doing. If you had that, wait a minute, that that hope you had that Nate Dogg hold up moment.
That's not funny, but it's kind of funny. Nah, my mom said she was gonna shoot me. I'm too big to fight, and I'm too old to be fighting me.
Exactly, like that shit. Like,
That's
how do
fucked
you?
up. That's fucked up shit.
How did they not realize that you were legit threatening your child? Like, and we supposed to just take that? Like,
Just supposed to take it and deal with it.
I can't do that. Mom might shoot me.
Can't Wayne with it. Can't Wayne with it. Can't Wayne with it. I appreciate you. Final thoughts for me. It takes a lot. It is a mental, emotional, physical load, taxation, if you will, to start to do
Without
this work.
representation.
Without representation, to start to do this work. It is not to be taken lightly. And once you are aware of something, you can no longer not be aware. And that's with any type of self work. Once you start pushing this rock,
You ever buy a car, have a friend buy a car, and you see that make and model everywhere now?
mm-hmm,
That's how it's gonna be.
that's how it's going to be. And even though you know the recall information on it and that it's going to blow up and have catalytic converter failure in 2 years, don't tell them that. Not unless they ask you. Yep, you can laugh at that now. Right. We can laugh at that now because you've been doing some work. Because you're awesome. But yeah.
But
So
yeah, a lot of the stuff we went through in life as kids, it's more fucked up than we give it credit for. Like, just straight
real
up,
fucked up.
it's
Real fucked
we
up.
are way more. A lot of us shouldn't be the same.
New.
We legit go
And a
through
lot of us
psychological
aren't.
torture.
We're very much not okay. But because we don't have any idea how to unpack that or what to do with it once we open it, that's where we get stuck.
And we self-medicate.
And we self-medicate. And with coping skills that are either healthy and fruitful or not so much.
So, like, medicate with some healthy skills, y'all.
Healthy skills. And if you have no idea what those are, then go to my Twitch channel and check out the Soul Care Collective. They're awesome people. They tap into the spiritual, they tap into the emotional, nutritional, and therapeutic wellness. If you see me on there, no, you didn't. If I know, you know, I don't.
That was clever as hell, but wow, that was a shameless ass plug. Just
Listen, Linda, they pay me. We're sponsored now. Yes, as millennials, we have seen a lot of shit and have had no time to process any of it because the generation before was like, when I came up, this
walk
is
it
the
off.
way we did it, and we'll be fine. We'll
It's
be
that walk it
fine.
off mentality. But my leg's gone. Walk it off.
Walk it off, but I don't have a leg. My leg.
You'll be fine.
Well,
Walk it off.
are we not doing? Are we not doing Don During 101? Where is it? Where is it? Where the hell is it?
Have you
Let's
checked up
see.
your button around the corner?
No, yeah, I've checked up my butt, but not around the corner, haven't.
You got
Is
a
it
long.
doing that weird thing where it's not telling me when they're all right? They're live now, so we're gonna rate y'all on over to Don During 101. I have no idea what hijinks and shenanigans are in store, but they're always great and they're always awesome.
Happy Milk Day.
Happy Milk Day. Go to my Twitch channel, click the link in the chat box, try Mech Arenas, come play with me. Bye.
Fine, I'll play with you.